Welcome to Dog Cancer Answers, where we help you help your dog with cancer. Here's your host, James Jacobson.
I am James Jacobson, and I am joined by Molly Jacobson.
That's me.
That's you. And for those of you who are watching, because this podcast is also available on YouTube, you can see that Molly is pretty in pink.
Oh, Jim.
Appreciate that. You are. You're in pink.
This is not something we need to discuss, but thank you, dear.
So we are here to help you help your dog if your dog has been diagnosed with cancer. We have a podcast, as you probably know, that comes out every week with episodes, but this week we are taking a little bit of time off so that we can prepare for our fall season. And Molly is here to tell us about what you guys are working on for the fall season of Dog Cancer Answers. What's in the works?
Absolutely. So next week on Labor Day, we will be off. But following that, we have a lot of things going on this fall. One of the things I'm really excited to bring to our listeners is a true tale. We're going to have Dunbar's mom and Dunbar's vet on. Dunbar is
who is Dunbar for those who haven't been following this?
Super, super sweet dog who has had such a long journey with cancer and has so many parts of that story to tell. And his mom is kind of a remarkable person. His vet is also, and I spoke to them last month about Dunbar's update, and it is just amazing. It's just an amazing story. So we're bringing you a true tale.
And this is from her vet is Katie.
That's right, Katie Berlin.
And Katie Berlin has been on several times before. She is a regular on Dog Cancer Answers. She makes her way around. And this is one of her extraordinary patients. And there's a really interesting story. So you'll want to listen for Dunbar, which is coming up. What else are you guys working on? I know there's a whole bunch.
Yes. We've also spoken to the folks over at Petco Love. Now, I know we all think of Petco as being the big pet store with all the supplies and all the things, but they also have a nonprofit that they have attached to their company that does absolutely amazing work. So every time that you go into Petco and you put your change in the little dish that says donate to Petco Foundation or Petco Love. It used to be called Petco Foundation. Now it's called Petco Love. You're doing a lot of really good work. Your 60 cents, $2, they make really good use of that. So we're talking to them about all of their initiatives. It's really great stuff.
So those are what I'll call some of the softer sides, because we want to capture all sides of dog cancer. But some of the more trademark Dog Cancer Answers, what are some of those things that you're working on?
I'm really excited about a 2-part series we have coming up on medicinal mushrooms. Yes, we talked to Dr. Rob Silver, and he gave me this amazing lecture on mushrooms and all of the things they do. And it was so phenomenal that we decided we were going to do 2 episodes once we listened to the entire interview. And we're putting that together now for our listeners. I'm really excited about the mushrooms. Really excited about it.
Not only is the mushroom pretty interesting, because I know a lot of you have been wondering, well, what kind of natural mushrooms should I use with my dog's cancer? But we're also going to, from a podcasting side of things, make it a little bit more Radio Lab-esque. But stay tuned for that.
Let's not go all the way to Radio Lab.
I don't want to promise that, but we're working to make that a really special 2-part episode. In addition to that, there are episodes of Dog Cancer Answers that are coming at you with your questions, because the whole point of Dog Cancer Answers is if you have questions, we have answers, because we're able to round up our amazing team of veterinary experts from around the world and get those questions answered. But if you have a question that you haven't yet asked, that has not yet been addressed on an episode of Dog Cancer Answers, I want to encourage you to ask us. And you can do that via a phone number. You can do that via our website. I guess the easiest thing is to let people have the website, because then you have all the information. And that is dogcanceranswers.com. And that's where you can learn how you can ask a question for a future episode.
Absolutely. Please call. Even if you have a question that you know the answer to for your dog, but let's say you no longer need that information, but you know that other people could use it, one of the best things that listeners do is call in to the listener line, 808-868-3200, and ask the question they wish they'd gotten the answer to earlier in their cancer journey, because they know that if they ask that question, we'll make a show about it, and then thousands and thousands of people going into the future and hundreds of thousands of dogs potentially over time will get the benefit of their experience. So their hard-won wisdom is shared in the form of a question. We really appreciate those calls.
808-868-3200. That is a U.S. number, so you can call from anywhere. It's not toll-free, but it is a normal local or a U.S. number, and you should be able to call
Country
from anywhere.
code 1.
Yeah, USA, 1. So I want to let you know that we have a support group, which is called Dog Cancer Support. We have a really great team who is helping to run through questions and answer them. And really what makes the community so great are people like you, people who are grappling with dog cancer, people who have been in the community for a while and understand what it takes to kind of do this long journey and also deal with all the emotional ups and downs of dog cancer. And it's an extraordinary group, and it's free. You just go to dogcancersupport.com, and that will actually redirect you to our Facebook group, which is where Dog Cancer Support lives, because Facebook is really good at hosting those types of things. I also want to I'll have Molly, I'll let you share about the newsletter, which you edit.
Yes. The newsletter slowed to once a week the last month as we mourned our dog Kanga. Another reason why we're taking a week off.
Who died of cancer.
She did die of
cancer.
cancer.
After many years of doing the cancer journey.
Right. She had an amazing life quality. That was our number one priority, and we treated pretty aggressively and still made sure that her life quality was great. So we're very pleased. Not that she's gone, because this is one of the greatest losses I've ever experienced in my life so far, knock on wood, but that she lived a really good life right up until the end. And she was almost 15 years old. So we are very pleased with our ability to hang on with Kanga and give her a great life, even though she had cancer, which is what we hope for all of our listeners. So our weekly newsletter comes out 3 times a week. We go over, you'll find out every podcast episode as it drops. We'll also bring you new and interesting information about dog cancer, and also fun stuff like recipes, and maybe once in a while just a joke, like a dog joke or a funny video, something to kind of lighten the mood. Because again, life quality doesn't mean that you're just pain-free or that you have you can walk around the block. It also means that you're having fun. And so sometimes we do things just for fun.
We do. And this is the podcast that I used to say, if you're listening to this, I'm sorry, because chances are you are dealing with a dog with cancer, but we try to make it as fun and as informative and useful as possible. And one way that you can help repay us is just by telling other people whose dogs have cancer about Dog Cancer Answers. This is the podcast for you. We are here for you. We understand we've been doing this for a very long time, since before 2008. I was like, I can't even remember. I remember the inception point was actually before 2008. We've been doing this for a very long time.
Yeah.
And we are here to support you. So I hope you will join us on the next episode, which will be a real episode of Dog Cancer Answers. I'm James Jacobson.
And I'm Molly Jacobson. And
on behalf of all of us here at Dog Podcast Network, I want to wish you and your dog a very warm aloha.
Thank you for listening to Dog Cancer Answers. If you'd like to connect, please visit our website at dogcanceranswers.com or call our listener line at 808-868-3200. And here's a friendly reminder that you probably already know. This podcast is provided for informational and educational purposes only. It's not meant to take the place of the advice you receive from your dog's veterinarian. Only veterinarians who examine your dog can give you veterinary advice or diagnose your dog's medical condition. Your reliance on the information you hear on this podcast is solely at your own risk. If your dog has a specific health problem, contact your veterinarian. Also, please keep in mind that veterinary information can change rapidly. Therefore, some information may be out of date. Dog Cancer Answers is a presentation of Maui Media in association with Dog Podcast Network.